Thank you everyone for being here. Again, my name is Nnedinma Obioha. I'm the founder and CEO of TecTerminal and Centerpoint Multi-Solution. I'm here to really talk about building sustainable tech talent pipeline. Again, tech talent pipeline. When we hear about tech talent or pipeline, I would explain this. What does it really mean? I like what Mr. Tony, our program director, started with. Sustainability. It's not about what next, but it's about what lasts, you know? So I will use this to explain when we talk about tech pipeline. When we hear about sustainability again, but when it comes to tech, it's about the environment, it's about recycling, it's about clean energy. But for my story, through my company, TecTerminal, our sustainability story is made up of 6 different aspects, and I'll try and be fast as possible. Now, where did it all begin? 18 years ago, a wise woman saw the gap in tech education, starting with her people in the southeast of Nigeria. She did her research and she flew to India because apparently 17 years ago, and I think till now, one of the biggest global recognized ICT tech computer educationalists is called Aptech. I mean, how many of us know or have heard of Aptech? Okay. So 17 years ago, this wise woman saw the gap in digital literacy in her people, which is in the southeast. She flew to India, Mumbai, and she, met with the president of Aptech, and she bought the franchise. She came back to Nigeria, and a year later, she opened her first center in Enugu, Nigeria. Even if that woman has passed away today, my mother's legacy continues through me. Today, thank you. I flew back to India 10 years ago, and today I have opened Owerri, I have opened Umuahia, Abia State. I have opened Onitsha, Anambra. I have opened Ebonyi, Abakaliki, making it all southeast region in Nigeria. As I also look towards the north central, I am currently opened as well in Abuja. So this is our story. And when you listen to that story, it also shows you sustainability, So that's my definition of sustaining. I look at Nigeria and I realize that a lot of people, when they open a business, I think they open a business, once they start making money, they probably just leave it or find ways to open more and more and more, But I say today, let's start opening business that our children can continue. For me, again, that's sustainability. That is opening that pipeline as to what I'm going to continue to talk about today. So, understanding the story of sustainability and also explaining what we really do. What do? We train. We get skills, and we connect them to jobs, both locally and internationally. I'm going to really be as direct as possible. Thanks to Lagos State Governor, thanks to a lot of governors now that are really bringing in, tech. AI now is coming, so I'm sure a lot of people now are embracing tech. But for me, I think there's still a big gap in sustaining this new tech innovation. I'll give you an example. 35% of students are failing JAMB today. Do we know that? And the truth is that for me, they're doing that because they haven't built sustainability in tech. Yes, I hear that the government And please, I hope I don't get arrested, but yes. I hear that the government is doing well. They are building these tech hubs. But then I say to them, if they are willing to hear, I'm sorry, but you're not doing it so right. When you build these tech hubs, they are building these things in the city center. You know, they are building this close to their government houses. And then they're not also putting in infrastructure, like, sir, ma, are you putting in buses to take out those local government children to go into the city centers and learn? No, they're not. So what my company is currently trying to do is taking the ITC tech education to the schools. You know how they say if Mohammed cannot come to you, you go to Mohammed. So again, sustainability is a continual process and not just starting. You know, we hear about these hubs or this lab that they build, and then when you go back there after the commission is six months down the line, go back there, they probably have covered everything. Sustainability for me is when you bring in these students. Okay, so let's go back to JAMB. This is part of the reason why an SS3 student that is put in front of a computer is failing, really, because they would tell you, let me speak this in Igbo. They would say, Mado ahoro computer, kambo umnona just one, not to talk about now, I'll translate it. You know, this is me going to the JAM centers and asking them, what are the reasons why you're failing? And they tell me they've never even seen a computer before. And then now the government is putting them in front of a computer. It's not like they don't know the answers. They do, but they just don't even know how to, navigate it. So this, again, is a very serious problem that we are facing. And this is down to local, schools. So what my company is trying to do in terms of growth and creating that tech pipeline is going to the schools. Currently, we are donating 10 desktops to every local government school, starting from the Southeast. We currently have about 25 schools that have joined us. Thank you. So I'm bringing it to them. And I'm not just creating that ICT hub in the schools and leaving it there. No. We're signing a minimum of 10 years, whereby we tell them, give us that small space. Even if it's just a space for 20 people, we will bring in the desktop. I currently am manufacturing my own desktops. Flew to China. I have my partners now that are actually making these desktops. So these desktops are practically free. A desktop in Nigeria that is going for as little as 500, 600,000. I'm manufacturing now for less than 200,000 in China. So again, for me, it's sustainable. And they pay as little as, I think it's 10,000 naira per student. But then what does it do? It gives that just one student the opportunity to come in to a tech hub managed by ourselves. We manage from the faculty staffs. We create the curriculum for them, and we train them. So that way, that just one student, imagine giving in this infrastructure or the hardware, what that child would do when they get to SS1. You'll be amazed. Now, that is growth. That is sustainability for me. Just to tell you how it works. So now, all 6 centers that I have been able to establish, I'm sure that when my mother started the first center in Enugu, she probably didn't imagine how far the single seed would grow. That is sustainability in innovation and technology. But today, I want to say that we have successfully trained over 25,000 youths in the last 15 years. We now have tech centers in all southeastern states in Nigeria. We have also expanded the vision, like I said, to the North Central, Abuja, and as I move on to, I think we're opening in Bauchi and Benue by next year. From 2 centers my mom started 17 years ago, I have grown into 6 centers generating 1.8 billion. in annual revenue. This is what, again, sustainability in tech talent means for me and for us. I'll just touch a little bit on I would name it our next step. So every 3 months, we graduate an average of 300 students. And what we're trying to do now, which we've actually started, is the question of what next for these students. So now we are bringing in internships, whereby after they finish, let's say 3-month course, again, this is sustainability. We put them into real life jobs, like internship, because, we're teaching them theoretical part of computer education. So then the internship now gives them a bit more real life experience so that they understand what they need to do or the skills that they need when they get these jobs. And when they do well, I would say today, out of the 25,000 students we've trained, 35% of these students that have passed out from our centers are currently working in both national and international jobs today. I'll give a practical example. Thank you. I'll give a practical example of sustainability. Currently, one of the schools that we are currently in, it's a local school owned by a private woman in Obioha, Nigeria. She recently reached out to me early this year, and she told me that her son, who trained with us 9 years ago, one of the things that we offer, just to go back, is our flagship course. I'm running out of time. I'll be quick. This is my last story. One of the flagship courses that we offer in our center is you can do 2 years with us and 1 year abroad. We have partners in UK, Dubai, and Germany. And then in 3 years, that SS3 student without JAMB, NECO, WAEC can come to us, and 2 years with us, 1 year we send you abroad, and you actually, get your BSc in computer education. Now, going back to my story so that I can round up. So the lady called me early this year, and she says that her son, Ifeanyi studied with us for 9 years, and now he did the ADSC program, which he did 2 years with us, and he went to the UK. Middlesex University, London is one of our partners. And that today, he's in Canada and married, and he helped set up this school for her, his mom, in Obioha, Nigeria. And that he called her and told her that, we are now entering schools to start training, that she should make sure she gets in contact with us so that they would, we can come into the school and start training this JS1 to SS3. So when you listen to that story, this is a pipeline of tech sustainability that somebody that we trained 9 years ago can bring it to the future today, that we can start training, and the school has about 400 and something students. So again, this is my story. I'll just conclude by saying this. So when I talk about building sustainability in tech talent pipeline, I'm not talking about just running computer schools. I'm talking about building a living system. When we start, it's like a circle. It's not a straight line. It's a circle. It continues and continues and continues, so that tomorrow, what we're teaching today can continue to roll up. Because I think about it today, some of our parents now are giving their children, when they buy a new smartphone, they probably don't know how to navigate it. So the children are now the ones teaching the parents, So again, this is a going round in circle, and it's not about what next, but it's about what lasts. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.